another Sunday recap episode of HGTV Handmade. As always though, before the recap, I have a couple crafting tips and tricks for all of you. So last week we talked about alternatives for craft supplies, but today I wanted to talk about where you can go out and actually get real craft supplies for less than you may think. Let's start with clearance racks, but not just the clearance racks at art supply stores. If you need fabric, go to stores like Urban Outfitters or Forever 21, and if you buy the extra large sizes on sale, you can get a lot of fabric for pretty cheap. Same thing with thrift stores, although I know that not everyone has great thrift stores in their area, but if you're just buying fabric to cut up, you can probably find something close to what you need. If you need beads, look through the clearance jewelry section for nice necklaces or bracelets that you can cut apart, or dangly earrings that you can take apart and use as embellishments on other projects. Also, always check out the clearance rack at office supply stores. A lot of the time they have nice stationery paper or nice tape that is in perfect condition except for a tear in the box, and so you can get it for super cheap. Now let's talk about hardware stores. It's not all power tools. They have tons of findings and chains and all kinds of stuff you can repurpose into craft projects. And sometimes it is way cheaper than what a craft store will charge for the exact same thing. Plus, free paint chips. I mean, don't be obnoxious and clear out their entire stock. But if you happen to grab a few every time you pass through the store, I don't think anyone's really gonna care. So I know we're not all grandmothers with our little coupon books, but guys, coupons are awesome. Most major craft stores will have loyalty programs where you sign up and then you get a card and then you get a discount every time that you shop there. And they'll also email you special deals and coupons every week. So sign up for all of those, send the emails to a separate Gmail folder if they're not in your face every day. But you never know when you're gonna see a great deal at exactly the right time. So if there is a specific craft supply that you need, maybe reach out to your social networks and just ask for it. If you need yarn, maybe your neighbor's hairdresser was just telling her about how she tried to get into knitting and now has all of his yarn she needs to get rid of, and maybe you can work out taking that off of her hands. Or if you feel uncomfortable asking people you know for stuff, just keep an eye on FreeCycle and the free section of Craigslist, and you can probably score some pretty cool stuff just by investing a little bit of time looking for it. So if you need cool paper, a lot of stationery companies will send you free samples if you request it through their website. Granted, it's a little bit shady to do this if you're not planning on actually buying anything from them. But maybe you know someone who's getting married and can give you the free samples they got for their wedding invitations. And finally, this one is a little bit timely, but in May or June at the end of the school year, if there are any art schools nearby, you can probably find some really cool stuff in their dumpsters. A lot of times international students won't want to ship all of their stuff home, so they'll just throw out perfectly good art supplies, and maybe you can go and find some of them. So those were my tips on how to get cheap art supplies. In the end though, who can even put a price on art if we want to spend all of our money on duct tape instead of food? No, actually, please don't do that. Please eat food. Let's just talk down below in the comments about any other frugal ideas I may have skipped over. So now on to the recap. We started off the week with Meg, who showed us how to make this delicious looking donut pop art for her wall.
Frame your donuts and voila! You've created some paper pop art for your home.
On Tuesday, Marianne collaborated with Jess from The Sewing Rabbit, and they made these adorable little felt bowls that would be perfect for Easter baskets.
Well, Jess, I feel almost confident that I can sew.
You can, I promise you. I'll teach you. You know what? Next time we'll get your machine out.
Oh, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Wednesday was Julia's DIY day, and she showed us how to cut up old CDs to make really beautiful mosaics.
And that's all there is to it. I love the result, and I really want to find a white table to do this to as well.
Thursday was Throwback Thursday, and this week we looked back on how to make pillowcases with grommets and very little sewing.
But I just think this is a fabulous look. Attach your grommets together with some beautiful ribbon and you have got yourself a beautiful pillow.
And on Friday, Anne showed us how to paint furniture to give it a whole new look. I will definitely be rewatching that one so that I can make some colorful new pieces for my brand new apartment.
And that is pretty much it. I am so happy with how this turned out. It looks amazing. It's my very own piece of art that's going to be in my room. What do you guys think?
So that was the week on HGTV Handmade. My move went well. I am currently setting up my new craft room, so expect a new DIY from me next week. In the meantime though, can you guess whose hands these are? Whose video do you think it is, and what are they making? don't forget that we have a Twitter account and we would love to see your versions of any of the projects that we share. Just tweet them to @HGTV Handmade or tag them with #HGTV Handmade and we will find it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to keep on crafting.